All right, yeah. Right after we absolutely demolish things. Okay, so yeah, new session, etc., etc. Where's the damn car? Okay, this way. Cool.
Yes.
Yes. Oh. Man, there's a lot of just... Oh. Oh. What? We could... This is a whole place that we could have been in? Oh.
I guess.
That's
It does seem
different.
like there's a lot of geometry that's not really... I mean, I think you could go along the fence there. But yeah, I mean, the part where there's just kind of like weird spaces that you can go in, I do kind of like a bunch.
Okay, that's better. I was not... Hold on one second. There's definitely certain contact points in that where I'm getting... Like, I'm not getting stereo. Alright, okay. So, fence things. Where can I... How do I... This map.
Yeah.
Jesus. What? How do I read... What is going on with this map? Do I really have to go back around? Or is there a path? Yeah, there might be a path through here.
Can't hard to tell.
Good loud. There's a door there. That's
Right.
the thing? See that? Right, I can sprint. Thing. Also.
It's just like if you recall, Lord, there was in Final Fantasy 13, because the development was such kind of a weird mess, they ended up with basically half again as much content in terms of maps and monsters as they actually used in the game. And then,
Wait, half as much as in...
Like, they ended up making a lot more than they used in the game.
Okay.
And then they made Final Fantasy X-2, which in a...
Damn it.
Invisible Walls. They made
even know
10-2 to kind of use up, or not 10-2, 12-2, 13-2, to use up some of that extra stuff they made.
Yeah, because I mean, in 10.2 they reused a bunch of stuff anyway, but
Right.
that wasn't that wasn't the reason that they did it. But why did they do it?
Sequels? I don't know. But then also, I guess there's like in Deadly Premonition, where
Oh
they
god.
very clearly made the map of the town before they had figured out what you would do in it. So they're like all of these areas out in the boonies. They're just kind of like
There.
there's a place, there's like a shack and a bed, and like there's all these locations that you can go to. They're just kind of there without really having any big mechanical point to them.
Like the big fields and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, realistically, that's fine.
Yes.
Because
I mean, I like that, and I kind of like that in this in that
there are non...
there's a bunch of areas that are just kind of there,
Yeah, we get the car back. All right.
Yes.
Hooray, beer.
Quite.
Hooray, beer! Hooray, beer! Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Ah, guys?
Oh, well, that's...
Long has it been, Noctis?
Bravis.
You received the storm's blessing, and yet you
So-
know nothing of the consequences.
Watch it.
Be still, all of you.
Wow.
Good. Heir to a crown befitting no other. Witness his splendor and glory. All hail the chosen king.
Awful high and mighty for an imperial rat, serving the enemy to hunt down Luna.
I do not serve, I command.
Well, I
The
mean...
king's sworn shield.
You better believe it.
A weak shield protects naught.
Hey! Wanna go?
Wow, the car is ruined.
Yeah, I mean, I think the car's ruined because it was ruined when it got.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. But still, I can blame it on the lightning.
I'd say that's far enough. A hand, Highness.
Not from you.
Oh, but I'm here to help.
And how is that?
By taking the army away.
You expect us to believe that?
When next we meet, it'll be across the seas.
It-
Just so happens we have business of our own with the tutelary deity, don't we? Fare thee well, your majesty. And safe travels.
Take the purple on his armor.
Oh, who's
You guys know that guy?
What's Ravus.
Ravus Nox Fleuret, first son of Tenebrae, and elder brother to Lady Luna Freya.
Yeah, that one.
right? Because it's like it's on his arm that got horribly burned, right?
Are you sure you weren't watching that movie?
Apparently more than you were.
At long last, the Imperial blockades of the sky and roadways have been removed. The Imperial
Impressive.
Army has also demolished all related facilities
My
erected
driving. This
around
is
the
really
region.
bad.
The Provisional Government of Insomnia anticipates increased traffic congestion along most local highways and encourages all citizens to refrain from any unnecessary travel. for
Who's
time
in the
being.
provisional government
So
of
how we figure this
Insomnia?
out? That was
Question.
Luna's brother?
The High Commander himself. Wartime makes for quick promotions.
Even a son of Tenebrae can rise to the top.
Should probably get the
But
car
why would
fixed.
he want to lead their army?
Probably.
Who cares?
Certainly formidable enough on his own.
So,
If
does
Ravus
that
wants power,
unlock
I'll
the
give him
entire
a taste.
region? Like, are there no more car blockades?
There were very limited as it was.
Well,
now.
oh yeah,
There-
those ones are still there, and
those are the only ones that were there.
right, and the one around the disc.
Oh yeah, and the one over here. Right. But I mean, obviously. So maybe I should just fast travel to quick travel to the shop and
Fix the car.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that might be a good plan.
I mean, could be a thing. Maybe just cut out the loading sequence.
It's gonna be, well, we'll see how long this one actually is.
It's usually longer depending on based on distance.
Right, because you're loading an olive flame or whatever.
That's the lead, escape, and clean
Lane.
from right to left.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, like the part where the game just kind of gives you some weird, like I really like the bit that was kind of, right around the Insomnia area where there's like the that kind of dungeon and like the border pass,
Yeah,
and then like you go through, and it was like if more of the game was actually just kind of like weird semi-industrial environments. And they kind of did more with the weird semi-industrial environments they had. That I think that would be nice. But it's kind of like what I like a lot is like a space that's just kind of there, and not necessarily a space that you're just kind of like there to go through. It's something that's sitting there in the world that you can interact with or not, and not necessarily like you being led to place 1 and then 2 and then 3 in sequence.
You lost me kind of.
Or like I like kind of areas that have that kind of sense of like excess or kind of unnecessary structure. Like nothing would have changed if this area wasn't there, but it's there anyway just because it's there.
Okay.
Like that's the kind of unnecessary detail I like, whereas I don't really like the unnecessary, say, graphical detail.
Okay, yeah.
Well, ain't you a lucky one?
Like you prefer the expansive areas that
Just the
like
thing.
unnecessary areas,
Yeah.
extra unnecessary areas.
She's a
like-
right mess.
Yes, she is. I'm sorry.
Well, just leave her to me.
I didn't. It was raining.
Y'all just leave her to me.
Hmm.
The barrier jumped out at me.
And this goes there.
I mean, I guess
And that
it's,
only
like,
took 10 minutes.
amazing.
I know.
Good.
It's kind of like definitely I've definitely been talking about all of this stuff a bunch, and kind of like because as a game designer, that's the kind of game structures I'm really interested in,
Yeah.
like realism and lack of realism, and the way
a game designer
systems interact.
a game designer and equally someone who plays games.
Sure.
So,
Although, I mean, definitely, that's one of the things. It's like as you spend more and more time designing games, it has definitely cut into my playing games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both in the sense of this isn't really as fun because I keep thinking about design, and also in the sense of like actually designing and programming games takes a lot of time and
Yes,
energy.
it really does.
Which is why I mostly just play Minecraft.
Yeah.
But and so it's kind of like those are the things I'm talking about because those are the things I think are really
Important.
well, not necessarily important, but like important to me. It's not like this is an objective fact about the nature of video games. It's just the kind of interaction with video games I really like to make and to think about.
Yeah. I think I understand that. I mean, yeah, I like having areas that are not essential and things that you can do, and that maybe there's not something that you have to do there. I don't know. As usual, I'm torn about that too.
Sure.
I'd like that, extra areas I think should have things in them that you can do if you do go to them. But
sure. I mean, I've definitely had some conversations with some friends and had them come away being like, what you like sounds horrible. And I'm like, well, okay.
You might be a horrible person.
I mean, it's just kind of like, the things that I like are like
non-standard for certain.
Sure, the things that I like are like games that are just kind of this interminable mess about nothing. And
Yeah.
like I would really like that. I definitely understand that other people don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm the one talking right now. So you're hearing about what I like.
Yeah.
It's getting hot.
It's like I like a certain sense of narrative,
Going somewhere cool.
String pulling
Any chance sleeping in a nice
to an
room
extent.
tonight?
Yes, I'm certain we can secure suitable accommodation.
Actually, not even to an extent. I can play games that are completely linear and not even realize that they're linear.
Sure.
Until the second time around, I'm like, didn't I do this last time? Yes, obviously you did.
Right.
Of course.
And it kind of there's this whole thing Christopher Alexander has to say about architecture. He's an architecture person, and a lot of his kind of design philosophies have kind of been translated more or less well into kind of design patterns in code.
Oh, I also want to point out the music.
Different?
Yes.
Huh.
I think it's
scarier.
Scary, yes.
More somber, etc. But like,
Oh, buddy.
What's wrong?
I let you down. I never made it to Kayem.
Why was she going to Kayem? Oh,
Empire came.
I have
What
no
was
idea
this?
why anyone is doing anything.
well, you should, because you're the one who's apparently paying attention.
Apparently.
None of us said a word about Noct. They just showed up and then... Poor Jared.
It can only be Jared.
What do you mean? What happened to
There
Jared?
was nothing we could
He's probably
do.
dead, given that. Either that or he caught a cold. You can never really tell.
It's not right. We should have been here.
I couldn't stop them.
But I won't let the Empire get away with it. They'll pay for what they've done. I promise.
I believe in you, Prince Noctis.
I'm kind of wondering. Do they record as a group, or do they record sound bites separately and string them together?
And we're going to.
Because I know certain games, like particularly the Uncharted series,
We can't just.
the
stay here
voice
and
actors
do
will
nothing.
actually be voice acting and acting out the scene at the same time.
Sure. I kind of assume that it's mostly them recording
understand.
alone in a sound box. Even assuming, or even, with that weird scene plotting where the kid just kind of comes in and then walks away crying.
I mean, I've never had, a relative killed by an empire, so I wouldn't actually know what that feels like. But it was a little bit. I don't know.
Basically, a lot of the cutscenes in this kind of seem like they were made as afterthoughts, one way or another.
I mean, usually cutscenes are made kind of as afterthoughts after the story for. Okay. Ooh, shiny picture. Doesn't really matter what pictures I'm taking. Why am I taking any?
Right. Oh yeah, and the, like design patterns. And oh, great, more cutscene.
He's gonna have a dream about Voldemort. Ooh.
Oh hey, this is from like the very first trailer or something, right?
I don't know.
This was definitely part of one of the trailers.
Wow, I wish that I could make the fighting seem that smooth. I think you're right.
Yeah. And then we'll see if they get the dramatic conclusion at the end. But this is definitely the part of the trailer.
No, puppy. This was obviously made by Nomura. So Kingdom Hearts. It's like him doing something and suddenly falling through the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really? I mean, it's cool. That was actually a pretty decent presentation. The Kingdom Hearts ones are usually...
Now we're in Chapter 6.
Cool.
Of 14? 15?
15.
Okay. Anyway, design pattern.
But I think it might be something like Final Fantasy 13 ones where...
they're all different lanes.
The fifth... Well, that and the fifth chapter actually ends up... Or the 15th chapter actually ends up being post-game. I think that's how it worked. I don't even remember.
Nice. Anyway, design pattern. But the thing that I was actually just going to say with that is that, like, one of his rules is kind of like a thing should kind of present as itself. You know, you shouldn't use fake materials to make... You shouldn't use, like, brick cladding. You know, you shouldn't make columns out of foam. You should kind of make materials out of the materials that they are.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that.
Right, and then kind of like in the game sense,
like I don't mean like because I'm building a bar top. Oh, we're getting a cutscene. Sure.
I can't let her go it alone after everything that went down.
I mean, I
It'll
guess.
be a squeeze in the car.
Originally, I was like, we should really shut up for the cutscenes. Now it's kind of like, the cutscenes, the cutscenes.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep
it's nothing special.
But in the game sense, I think that means that kind of like games shouldn't give you choices that don't matter and act like they matter.
Yeah.
You know, where games shouldn't pretend to have some big branching plot line when actually it's extremely linear. They should be kind of honest about their techniques and their limitations.
Yes. I mean, it's about creating an illusionary environment, but there's a certain amount of, like, I mean, there's as was presented by Mass Effect, specifically the third one.
Oh yeah, sure.
Despite the fact that carried over all the changes, and they did a great job with the intermediate parts of the game. None of the choices you actually made really mattered. The only choice that really actually mattered was the final choice that you made in that game.
Right.
Which I will not actually point out for anybody who hasn't actually played the game yet, or you know.
I mean, it definitely makes me think of like
Thanks.
what is it? The David Cage game, Beyond Two Souls, and all those.
Yeah. That
That kind of feign having deep player choice, but then don't, versus something like Until Dawn, which is a lot more kind of upfront. Like, this is a choice point, and it will play out in different ways, and some of them will be very small, and some will be larger. But you kind of understand that there are actually going to be some meaningful diversions there. It's much more well constructed in terms of presenting the player with an understanding that some of their choices matter and others don't.
Yeah.
And part of it is that you don't know the difference between the two. Like sometimes this choice would just mean like, oh, you'll get this cutscene where someone is mad, and then that's it. But you don't know until the end if that really matters.
Yeah.
Because some of them do.
Whereas
in a David Cage game, it's basically just like nothing actually matters.
That's not precisely. That's not always true.
Well,
like
let's go with
like
nearly everything doesn't matter.
I was gonna say that's true. Like the small decisions it really comes to. I was gonna ask you.
Huh?
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, buy all the car mods.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm gonna worry about the color
Expert
samples
color
right now
sample.
because I mean that was half my guild right there.
Sure. I mean, but what else are you going to spend gil on?
Other items,
I guess.
Come again.
it's just a Phoenix Downs. They're 1,000 apiece, so
Sure.
and I do tend to make stupid mistakes that would require me to use them. I haven't in a while, admittedly.
Right. Plus, you're super over leveled, so hopefully it shouldn't cost that much.
Yeah, but you know, at the rate we're traveling, how over leveled am I going to remain?
Right.
Ready to roll?
Oh,
See, they
you
said
know,
that
one
before,
thing that I'm
it's
going to
totally
do.
a lie.
One thing that I'm going to do is save because we have not saved since the last session because we were in the middle of a quest, and I will save. Let's see. Yes. And then I'll just kind of keep it going, and we'll leave like these two as the
Sure.
backup ones. So when I start doing it again, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
And then we'll make new saves here for when I start doing it again, so that I have the backup from where we were, so that we can start playing again.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. I'll figure it
Sure.
out. But these will be these four will be our. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Saved. All good. Wait. Set to.
What?
Where are we going?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Meet up with Iris.
Should I go back and install those
It
components
probably doesn't matter all that much, honestly.
right now? Okay.
Right.
Next time I go back there, I'll.
Right.
Ready to roll?
Maybe.
I mean,
guess.
they did this before, and then it turned out to be a total lie. So,
Well, maybe they did. I don't know.
well, like when you were talking to Dino, and he's like, "Oh, we'll get you on a ship to Alticia," and then it's like, "Are you sure you won't be able to come back here?" And then it's like, "Oh wait, we can't actually go to Alticia, so you're gonna be here anyway."
Well, maybe that was prepping you for this decision, so that
Entirely
they.
possible, but either way, you gotta do it at some
It was
point.
a very poor prep situation because they hoodwinked you. Yeah.
Let's get this show on the road.
I'm gonna remember something very important that I was going to do beforehand, but whatever.
Hit it.
Sure.
Kate came. Kaim. That's right. Kaim. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm really surprised that stays up there,
Right.
because that would be the tension on that line must be
Looking at the
insane.
Regalia really reminds me of home.
But I guess that's why there's two
Sure
of them.
doesn't look like any of the cars you see around here.
And it's a lot roomier, too. I can't imagine trying to cram 5 people, including Gladdy, into one of those things. Have you ever ridden in one?
Can't say we have.
Written in one way.
There was barely enough room for our luggage.
The fancy cars,
Thank
they're not
goodness you guys could
regalia.
give me a lift.
Think the others made it to Kayam all right?
I suppose.
We established that one of them died.
Why were they going to Kayam?
To sail to Alticia, probably.
Sure.
To be fair, you don't remember because it's been such a long time, and
Right.
I don't remember because I have absolutely no excuse for not remembering.
So is this actually going
Oh, check it
to
out. See that?
the
That's the
Clain
Rock of
region?
Ravito. I'm like 90% sure.
Is
Not
this
100.
quest actually taking you
You almost
over
know your
to
stuff.
You
the
can
Clain
Thanks to
region?
Jared.
you can go to the Clain region like anytime, but yeah,
Right,
like
but is that
almost
actually, like-
everywhere left to the west of Lestalem was the Clain region.
Right. But like plot hasn't taken us there yet before, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
So yeah, this must be just a transitionary thing. Hey, look, another
Thank
base
you for driving, Ignis.
Pleasure.
or the same
Are
base.
you the only one that drives?
I can drive. And so can I.
It's not like Iggy's the only one who can drive. He's just the only one we can trust.
Wow, are they that bad?
Um,
Not bad at all.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But there's no way the big guy's taking any chances with his little sister in the car.
Like, the difference in size is ridiculous. Like, he is gigantic and she is tiny.
Sure you don't need a break?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
You are
this is anime.
sandwiched in back there.
That's fair.
Have Prompto
But I mean,
suffer
it's
Really,
possible to have a
it's fine.
situation like that. I mean,
Here.
Sure.
If you say so.
I mean, people are different sizes. Yes, that is true.
yeah, especially if parents are different sizes.
Sure.
Especially in that case. I wish I could check the map. Can't check the map.
Oh, you can?
Nope.
You're locked in?
Can't do the navigator. The only thing I can do is play music. It's a good thing there's...
I got some bad news, guys.
Oh, great. Another floating fortress.
Let's pull over.
Knocked.
Relax. We've got this.
Why are you pulling over?
That's
oh,
why.
you're going to another fort to smash it up.
Yeah. It's okay. We're
What-
in...
Look at the... What?
This is old Lestalem.
Did you see the giant
it-
ship very, very gently rotating on its axis?
Let's be fair. I mean, the other flying ships don't have wings, and they just stop.
Sure, but this
I'll
one
need you to wait
does
here.
have wings.
So
Right.
I believe we've established that they don't really follow the rules.
Sure. All the
Careful,
UI has
Knocked.
vanished.
Only fools rush in.
And that's
I
me.
suggest
Oh,
we review our intelligence and devise a plan.
go camp? Okay. Well, I guess I can get this
So-
quest.
Where is this on the map?
Dave. It's on the western side.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is the Klein region. This is,
Okay.
I believe, Klein. Yeah, Klein actually I think starts just over this ravine.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. How many forts are there? Like, this is a fort.
That's
This is
the
a fort. This is a fort. There's only like
There's-
7 that I can see.
Sure-ish. There's not a whole lot, but there are a bunch.
One, that's probably a city. This is
Huh?
talk to Dave just because I'm here. Because if it's around,
Just heard word.
if it's around where we need to go, then we might as well
Don't
just
know
go
where
pick
you
it up.
guys are headed,
Right.
but Don't mind picking it up if it's on your way.